Welcome to today's training on Washington Healthplanfinder Release 5.1 Update with a focus on Washington Apple Health Income and Deductions. The anticipated release date is expected to happen over the weekend of April 20th. So when you come to work on Monday, April 23rd, we expect the system to be up and running. As always, please check the link at the bottom of the slide for any outage information and updates. Today we are going to talk about the following topics: income and deductions, other health insurance, other updates, WA Plan Finder, correspondence changes. First, let's take a look at income and deductions. The income and deductions page have been enhanced. They have been divided into separated pages. The pages are more simplified and now have on-screen messaging. 3 calculators have been added to help individuals calculate their monthly income, including an income from a job, self-employment, and rental income. Here is the first income page where individuals attest to their source of income. They can select from these simplified options of countable income sources. When the individual selects yes to an income source, they can then indicate who in the household has that income. On the next screen, the individual can enter the income details. The income types are listed in a collapsed style, and individuals select Edit to open each section. The following income types have calculators: income from a job, self-employment, and rental income. This example will show the calculator link for income from a job. An individual can calculate the monthly amount of income by choosing an amount and selecting a frequency. In addition, the calculator will add on additional monthly commissions, salaries, bonuses, and tips. Clicking Use Amount will populate the calculated amount onto the screen. The calculator will not save any data from each use. Here is a demo of the income from a job calculator.
To use the Employment Income Calculator, you'll select the Income Calculator from the Enter Your Income Details screen. So you'll scroll to the individual that has income from a job. If you don't see the ability to fill in fields, you select the Edit and that'll open up those fields. And you'll click on the Income Calculator link and it'll open up the Income Calculator modal. From here you'll have the ability to input income and frequency received. And you'll also have the opportunity to enter any regularly earned commissions, salaries, bonuses, tips, or overtime. For this example, we'll say this individual earns $10 per hour and they're working 5 hours a week. And you'll see at the bottom in the calculated monthly amount that was updated as we were typing in that information. To use this amount, we'll select Use Amount and it'll copy over into the amount field for income from a job for that individual. The Earned Income Calculator will allow you to input any amounts and calculate income from a job. When used, the Earned Income Calculator will copy the calculated income from the previous screen onto this field for that customer. And when it's reopened, you'll see it has blank entries. So you'll want to input whatever the updated amount you're trying to calculate is, and then use that amount if you're trying to update the individual's income. Any new calculation that's created would be copied into this previous screen and updated as the amount. So we'll say this customer is now making $12 an hour, 5 hours per week. You'll see the calculated monthly amount is updated. To use this, you select Use. To cancel, you select Cancel. When you select Use, it'll now copy into the amount field for that customer.
Clicking the Use Amount from the calculator populates the total into the amount field. Clicking Close will allow these details to collapse the selection and allow the individual to edit another income type. From this screen, the individual can click Edit to enter in the details for another income type. The income can also be removed or added for the individuals listed by clicking the icons. When entering self-employment income, the individual can select which type of company they have: sole proprietor, partnership, or corporation. This income type also has a calculator option. This calculator takes gross income minus monthly allowable IRS business expenses. Here is a demo of the self-employment calculator.
To use the self-employment calculator, you'll access it similarly to the earned income calculator. So from the income details, you'll open up the self-employment for that individual by selecting Edit, and you'll select Income Calculator. You'll notice at the top you have the ability to input the self-employment income and frequency that it's received in, monthly, quarterly, or annually. And then you can add any IRS allowable self-employment expenses, but you'll be entering the monthly total amount because the monthly income will be calculated according to the income and the frequency you input. And again, these are any IRS allowable self-employment expenses. So for this example, we'll go ahead and enter that this customer has $500 per month in income and that they have $100 a month worth of allowable supplies. As we're typing that, you'll notice the calculated monthly income amount updates. To use that amount, we'll select Use Amount, and we'll see that that's now copied over into our self-employment income for that customer. When the self-employment income calculator is used, it'll copy the calculated amount into the amount box. And if you open up the calculator to use it again, you'll see that it's reset, and you'll input whatever the new frequency you're trying to calculate is, and any allowable deductions, but you'll be entering the monthly total of deductions, and then you'd select Use Amount to copy that new calculated amount into the amount field.
Very similar to the self-employment calculator, here is a demo of the rental calculator.
To use the rental income calculator, you'll select Income Calculator again from the rental income. If you don't see it open, you select Edit, and then you'll be able to see the Income Calculator link. When you select Income Calculator, you'll see again, you can enter the income and the frequency it's received, so monthly, quarterly, or annually. And then you can add any IRS allowable rental expenses, and you'll be entering the monthly amount of those rental expenses because the calculated monthly amount is the monthly amount down here. So for this example, we'll say we have $1,500 monthly in rental income and that they have $100 a month in allowable mortgage interest or other interest expenses. As we input those amounts, you'll see that the calculated monthly amount updates, and you'll select Use Amount to use that amount, and then it copies over into the amount field. When used, the rental income calculator will copy that calculated amount into the amount box. When the calculator is reopened, it will be blank for re-entry and calculation of income, and any updated calculation that's input when you select Use Amount will copy into the amount box.
When individuals select the option of Other Income from the previous screen, they have the option to select the income type from a drop-down menu. If the individual has other income that is not listed on the first page or on the drop-down, it is not a countable income source. When individuals select the type of other income they need to report, the appropriate text to describe that income populates with corresponding frequency. Here are some examples. Here we selected the other income type of unemployment benefits, and the on-screen text populates to describe what unemployment benefits are and what the individual needs to report. In this example, we selected other taxable income. On-screen text populates to describe to the individual what this is and how to report it. Lastly, we selected dividends, stocks, or shares income, and the definition of this income type populates for the individual. Once all the income is entered, the individual can click Next to save everything that has been entered. When reporting their deductions, individuals can now select from these simplified options. This process is similar to reporting other income on the income screens. If an individual in the household has deductions, they can select yes and then indicate who in the household has that deduction. Once you click Next, individuals can select the deduction type from a drop-down menu. Similar to when individuals report other income types, when they select a deduction type, the appropriate text to describe that deduction populates with corresponding frequency. Once entered, the individual has the option to add additional deductions if they have any. Another change that has happened with this release is an additional question that is asked for tax dependents or children under the age of 19. If they have income, do they anticipate the income will meet the tax filing threshold for the year? If they do not expect the income to meet the tax filing threshold for the year, it will not be counted. Individuals with existing applications will need to select new income types for previously grouped questions when updating their applications. For example, Social Security and Railroad Retirement Income used to be a grouped question. Now, when an individual makes a change on their application, they will need to indicate whether this income is in fact actually Social Security or Railroad Retirement Income. Account workers will have the ability to bypass updating individuals' income when they are doing other account maintenance. Individual users, brokers, navigators, and other in-person assisters will have to update the screens prior to submitting an application with the new income updates. An additional check through the Federal Hub will be made to Equifax when an application is submitted to receive additional income details. This will allow a portion of individuals who go through post-eligibility review to receive an automatic request for information letter when they do not have an Equifax match. This letter will be sent once the Equifax match is validated later this spring. Other health insurance updates. There are other updates to how Washington Healthplanfinder collects and retains information for other health insurance. When an individual now enters information regarding their insurance policy information, they have the option to carry over this information to other individuals in the household who are applying for coverage instead of retyping all of the information out numerous times. Other updates. Other updates have been made to the special enrollment period functionality for qualified health plans, including user-friendly screen flows, correspondence updates, new special enrollment periods that may be restricted based on qualifying life events, and individuals who transition from Washington Apple Health to a qualified health plan will now have a special enrollment period that will auto-open. There are about 30 more screens becoming responsive in this release, enabling users to do the following on their mobile or tablet devices. Apply for coverage if they have an existing account, report a change, or renew coverage. Washington Healthplanfinder is being made more American Disabilities Act compliant. There are also more enhancements being made to the Upload Documents banner. This banner will now display across all tabs on an individual's dashboard when information is due. WA Plan Finder. Individuals can now do the following in Washington Healthplanfinder in Application Browser, WA Plan Finder. Apply for coverage when the individual has an existing account, renew coverage, and report a change. Here are the screenshots for an individual to complete an application through WA Plan Finder. Individuals now have the ability to complete the renewal through WA Plan Finder. Here is an example of how to report a change through the Application Details page through WA Plan Finder. Correspondence changes. Improvements have been made to the important deadline to submit documents notice. Updates include due dates for documents for the Alien Emergency Medical, or commonly known as AEM verification, and the Qualified Health Plan verification display on the notice when an individual is eligible for both programs. A new AEM verifications table, The document list is suppressed when an individual is pending for AEM only. Here is an example of the pending for AEM verification notice. As you can see, the individual who needs to provide AEM verification is now listed in a table. New text updates and reconsideration language is coming to the Apple Health denial, and some termination notices include the termination for no renewal and non-payment of CHIP premiums. Here is an example of the termination for no renewal reconsideration language. Here is an example of the new simplified Washington Apple Health denial notice. The pre-populated renewal form has been updated to coincide with the income updates to the system. This form goes out with the following notices: Washington Apple Health Renewal, Review Only, Washington Apple Health Renewal, Action Required, Time to renew your coverage. The death of primary applicant tag will be updated on the eligibility results notice to encourage other individuals in the household to apply and include coverage end dates. Resources. Here is some additional resource information for you. For additional webinars, they can be found through the HCA Training and Education Resources link. The Cross-Agency Desk Guide will provide phone numbers for different agencies, including Provider One and Classic Medicaid and DSHS. HCA Community-Based Specialists will allow you to identify community-based specialists throughout the state. And if you would like to find out who your local HCA area representative is, please follow the link associated with that tab. Thank you for your time today.